To hear past episodes of the Rap Radar podcast, what they got to do, B-Dot?
You got to sign up for TIDAL at tidal.com/on-air.
Yeah, that'll get you a 90-day complimentary membership.
Access to 50 million tracks and 200,000 videos.
TIDAL.com on air. Yeah, Rap Radar podcast, Elliot Wilson.
It's B-Dot.
B-Dot, what's up, baby?
I'm feeling fantastic.
I know why you feeling fantastic.
Why?
Because it's an honor, this guest we have here, man.
He doesn't do too many interviews.
This feels super exclusive.
Absolutely.
You know, Tory Lanez didn't have no time to check us on his press run. He left us hanging.
But this is a great consolation.
It's not even a consolation, but I was just thinking, too. Was Tory Lanez supposed to be on the podcast?
Oh, yeah?
That he couldn't make it, so he canceled on us. And I was like, damn, no one's canceled on us during the whole TIDAL era of the podcast.
Thanks,
and
Tory.
I forgot about D-Roc. D-Roc canceled on us, man.
Don't
We were
do
trying to
that
launch you with D-Roc.
Yeah.
And then I tried to run up on D-Roc, and I forgot what a big guy is, and that wasn't good.
Where were we? We were at a I think we was at a concert. Was that Jay's concert?
Jay's concert, probably, yeah.
Coming down the hall, I was here. There he is, the only man that canceled on me. I turned around, I'm like, nah. Had me feeling bad, then ran into him in L.A. at Khaled's party.
Yep.
I was like, yo, I got to, man.
So everybody don't know this Biggie's right-hand man,
Yep.
the great D-Roc, man. Beyond that, you know, people also forget the period where you was executive producing Lil Kim albums, Lil C's albums, like,
Yeah.
you know, your hand in this business has been, you know, we see you with Puff for like 20 years, everything that you do, man. So it's an honor to have you on the podcast, man.
I definitely appreciate it.
And the main thing is Invisible Bully, right? Like
Yep.
I've seen it now, it's like it's going from a clothing line to now you back in the music scene too, right?
Yeah, trying to. Visible Bully was just really just a platform for everything.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I'm trying to do what I do, man.
Well, explain
Right.
Invisible Bully. That also was an idea early on, right?
Yeah, well, Invisible Bully was like, it was just like a little saying that we used to do, like we're big on us and stuff like that. We used to call each other Invisible Bullies, sort of like the underdog.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Invisible Bully represents like an underdog situation and just, for the fight, just a fight for, things.
The underestimated.
Yeah, just like fighting. We had to fight for everything. So, we came about it, I think it was maybe 2010, around the time I got out of the can. And then they were doing something. Puff was coming to Brooklyn to the lab. Like, I don't think he had never like performed or hosted anything in Brooklyn. So we was doing it for the anniversary.
Right. Yeah,
On Fulton.
Yeah, on Fulton Street. Yeah. So
Everybody had the t-shirts.
Right.
yeah, so that's what we did. I actually, like I said, I was just pressing up a couple of t-shirts for him and stuff like
And
that,
was
just to
a
give
simple
out.
black t-shirt.
Right,
Yeah,
Invisible
Invisible
Bully.
Bully and the date. And then after that night, I went to Puff's, and then he was like, hey, yo, a lot of people calling me, asking me for them shirts, and I was already over it. Like, I was like, what shirts? Like, what shirts you talking about? He's like, the joints we gave out at the party. So I was like, all right. He's like, you need to get that trademark. So I was like, yeah. So like another week went by, and he was like, did you do that? Did you do that? So he kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like,
You knew something was
we
there.
did it,
Right.
and that's how it happened.
But then you also took it on the road during the Bad Boy Anniversary Tour, doing a lot of pop-up shops,
we
right?
did it. Yeah, that too started off as just the 2 nights at the Barclay. We did like a little pop-up shop. It went well. And then we decided to set off the tour and do it. And then it happened like we just kept doing them. Like we did a show, a pop-up shop for every date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. It was fun, actually.
Yeah. So it wasn't even something you aspired to do it for.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm like the least fashion person.
Right.
My closet is dull.
So, but get it into the
Black, brown, gray, and blue.
But getting into the fashion game, what did you learn? Were there any like trial and error moments?
What I learned is really such thing as a good tee.
Oh.
Like you gotta have a good
Oh yeah,
t-shirt.
I argue with my wife about this.
Yeah,
the neck and everything.
right.
Yeah,
gotta
it's
be-
like you gotta have.
It's hard
a
to
good
get a
tee.
good tee to me.
Good tee and fonts and inches from the neck,
Right.
all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really get into that part of it, but it's harder than what people think. It might look easy because we make it look easy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to that stuff.
But I also saw that you guys were in Macy's too at one time, right?
Yep, we did the Macy's because we had the Bad Boy merch, so we did like the Bad Boy jerseys, the Biggie, the yellow one from the video,
Yep.
and we had our line in there too. So it was a good run. All that came after the tour because the tour did well,
Yeah.
and then we pushed it in there. We was in Urban Outfitters,
Right.
and we was in a few. We in a few stores.
Cause it seems like we see you with Puff a lot. You like reconnected with Puff. What was that process like once you got home, like to reconnect with Puff? And
I mean, well, he had me literally from the gate, like from the moment I stepped back in here. He had a car pick me up, take me to the halfway house, take me to the office. Like I made history. I made halfway house history.
What do you
know
mean?
what I mean? Usually when you go to a halfway house, you have to like go through, find a job, this and that, da. So I was like in the halfway house for like 48 hours. Went out, got a job, came back. You know what I mean? And I just had to wait a while before they let me completely.
Oh, because they challenge that person to get on their feet and get a job, not knowing the type of connections you have.
Right, so I just keep it quiet. So it worked out for me. So we've been rocking ever since. So he kind of had me from day one from there.
What's it like to witness? Like, because I mean, obviously you and Big were building towards this type of level of success, and obviously you saw his growth to superstardom. What is it like now to witness where Puff's at and the way that the business has changed?
I mean, it's kind of like you know what you don't know. It's like you kind of assume it was gonna get there.
Yeah.
But it's like everything that I know everything me and Big would dream about and talk about as far as plan wise.
Yeah.
Like Puff put it down in that perspective where it's different. Like, you know, it's different. It's like almost, I don't even like want to say it like that, but like you get spoiled.
Yeah.
To a point. It's like then you know I can't be mad at the way that I'm living. I can't, you know what I mean? I put in my work, I pay my dues. So, but sometimes
I saw one video with him. You were saying this man don't owe you anything,
right?
You know, Puffy, because you get that level of success, people think that everybody's supposed to be getting taken care of, but everybody has to earn their own too.
Damn right, and it's a free country. That's his word. It's a free country. Like you don't have to be there. You know, like you know he earned it. That's a person. If anybody earned it, he earned it. He started off an intern, and you know, and grew to where he's at today. So, but that experience, like,
I just miss it. That passport be looking crazy, right?
my passport looked like it's affiliated. It's tatted out. Like, my passport is crazy.
You doing Super Bowl parties and shit in Minnesota this past?
Yeah, that was a first. That was the first. We had linked up. That fell in the lap too. We had linked up. They asked us to see if we can get some stuff together. So we did like one of the biggest Super Bowl.
I was gonna say you put like a summer jam together. Like Cardi B's and this and
we had
everything.
Cardi, Jeezy, Puff, Khaled, Buster. Damn. Who else?
It was star-studded.
It was a
How
French,
cold was it, D-Roc?
like,
How cold was it?
Nah, it was freezing. I'll never do it again. Like, Minnesota's a different. I mean, we're in New York, so you know, Minnesota's a different type of cold. That's like it's the real deal cold.
Right.
Yeah, Minnesota.
But you wanted to get your party promoter on? Like, what was it? Why'd you get?
I mean, actually, it was just with the Super Bowl. I mean, next year we're in Atlanta. Like, we're doing them for the next 4 years. So we got Atlanta, Miami, and LA coming up. So really, Minnesota was just like the first one where we just put the print in and try to, you know, pull it off. But we pulled it off because people don't really party out there like that. But they came out for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it all worked out.
Right.
It worked out. It was super dope, actually. Everybody came through for the kids. So
with the Visible Bully, like, is it hard because you see a lot of big merchandise popping up left and right? Is it hard, like, to separate yourselves as the official kind of endorsed merch?
Yeah, but what I do, like, I know it sounds crazy to have a clothing line and stuff like that, but I don't want everybody in mine. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll slow walk it. It's mine. I own 100% of it.
Yep.
It is what it is. Like, you know, that means something to me. So it's like, I know I inspired a lot of people. I haven't seen so many T-shirt lines and brands since I did that. Like, it was crazy. So at least I know, at least I'm doing the right thing because, you know, there are people that in my lane of life that actually get inspired to see that it can actually happen. You know what I mean?
It was more of an attainable thing than maybe even what Rockaway was or Sean John.
I would love to get to that, but I mean, mine's I'm cool. Like you don't have to wear it, you know. But the ones that do wear it really support it and appreciate it. So you know, so it's for, like I said, it's for the underdog. It's for us.
Because at one point, Big was getting into clothing with Brooklyn Mint.
Brooklyn Mint, yep, that was part of the plan. Yeah, that's why I say when I see stuff like, even, believe it or not, even like down to like the liquor, like we've done this, probably don't even remember, but we've done like a St. Oz commercial a long time ago.
Classic.
Yeah, we did a St. Oz commercial, and like that was part of our plan, like the clothes, the liquor, the stuff like that. But you know, we did like a St. Oz commercial, we had the Brooklyn Mint stuff, but you know, everything got cut short. That's why I say coming home and seeing like, you know, what Puff was doing and stuff like that, that was just like, just living vicariously through him. You know what I mean? So it was nice.
Well, there were also plans for a restaurant at one point, right?
Yeah, it's in the makings. That ain't over yet.
Oh wow,
yeah, that's not over yet. That's not over yet.
But let's take it back. I mean, we know you was Biggie's friend, best friend. You know, and but I don't think I know exactly how you guys connected. Like we see you like on the street corner, like you look young as hell. You're both like 17 or so, and he's
like,
battling fools or rapping on the street corner. Like
that was Yeah, that green Bahama shirt. Yeah, that green. Yeah, that
Right
green.
by the corner store when Biggie was rapping.
Yeah, I got a new one though. I got a new Bahama shirt too. But nah, that was like a little later. Not really later, but like as far as us meeting, I used to go to school with a guy that lived a few doors down from him, and then I used to always just like see him. Like we used to see each other. We used to speak. Yeah. Like he grew up on St. James between Gates and Fulton, and I grew up on Gates between Bedford and Nostrand. So like my main street was like his side block. So we would just connect like that, you know. So we had like a lot in common. No dads around, you know what I'm saying? Only child, stuff like that. So you know, food, and we got together. Like I said, I met Chico, a guy named Chico introduced me to him. And then we just started, like every time I go up there, we would just connect the dots. So I brought him down my way, down on Bedford Avenue. Yeah. And then we used to be on that corner, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't even like a battling situation. It would be like the guy Kev used to bring his like DJ equipment out on the weekends. They barbecue, do what they need to do, and then just have a mic and you know.
Because he's doing like a Busy Bee type routine, and then here come Biggie with bars. Like, so was that just like
that was unexpected? Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I knew he knew, but we wasn't really like even right then and there. It wasn't like okay, we're gonna rap and do an album. We're gonna do this. It was just like okay, he know how to rhyme, but we were still doing what we was doing. Like and then people were hearing, people were hearing and being like, hey, yo, like. I would always get the butt like, hey, yo, like your dude is like kind of like different. Like he's like it's kind of nice. He's like, yeah. Like you know what I mean? So we
not
brush
really
it
taking it that serious.
Wasn't not at all.
Yeah.
Like Big probably wasn't even. Ain't no probably. I know for a fact. Like he wasn't like shopping a deal or we was running around with a demo.
So
tape.
That time was more of a natural gift.
Yeah, we actually got mad. Actually, the demo tape that the Maddie C. through the Mr. C, like that whole thing, like we kind of got mad that we gave out the tape. That was like our riding around tape.
Oh wow!
That we just riding around in the car. Yeah, like
they ain't no half stepping beat.
Yeah. So we was like, hey, yo, like where's the tape at? Like we got in the car. He was like, oh no, we gave it to Matt. We was like, why would you give the tape away? Like you know what I'm saying? Like we ride around. Yeah. We was like, why would you give the tape away? Like that's our shit. That's what we ride around in. We ride back and forth. You know what I mean? On the I-95.
Microphone murderer.
Well, were you there when you recorded it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So what? So that period he was saying, because actually there's a documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. You got interviewed for it, Biggie: The Life of Notorious B.I.G. that A&E put out. Okay. That Faith and Valletta were behind. Right. And we're actually gonna exclusively put it on TIDAL starting on Friday. But you were saying that like during that, actually in that documentary part, they were saying at that point he was just like he would go over 50 grand to DJ's house kind of for fun. They would just drink and have
we would go smoke,
have a good time, whatever. And then he just would throw beats on. And it was kind of just more of a loose freestyle.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was just for personal. It was just like personal use. Like it wasn't even like, okay, let's do this. Maybe one of them, the one when it started says it's a demo. Like, cause after a while, we took it a little like, hey, this might be it. Like we can probably, roll on out of here.
But during that time, what were you guys listening to? Was it like Kane or a lot of influences?
I think it was like Kane, Special Ed, Chub Rock. PE, Nice and Smooth.
They don't get credit.
It was like whoever we were supposed to be listening to.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? We were listening to. Yeah. Like, I'm probably missing somebody, but that was like our little basics.
Yeah. And you were saying with the street stuff, in that documentary, you said Big was a good hustler because people liked him. It wasn't even like some rah-rah, like strong arm people. His personality is what kind of made him engaging. So like,
they would look for him.
And you went to the block and he wasn't there, you just was like...
Yeah, they would look for him. They would ask for him. They used to call him Babyface, like, Babyface Chris, stuff like that. So, no, they would actually look for him. I wasn't good, like... That's like kind of like that... like the Notorious movie, like just like, I wasn't really, I ain't had the nerves. Actually, I wasn't like a good hustler like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just like bottom line. Like my thing is like, I'd rather take it before, you know what I'm saying? Like like my patience wasn't good to like sit there, stand on a corner to hand to hand. And like, you know what I mean? My nerves wasn't right for that stuff. So it's like, but Big can do it. Like he would sit there, charm them, and they would come to him. He would do his thing with that stuff.
How much has the neighborhood changed since you guys were, kids?
Oh, please, it's the most expensive place to live in the world right now. Right. Brooklyn. No, seriously though. Yeah, already.
People leave Manhattan to go to Brooklyn
now. Yeah, so I know people living in Wall Street right now. Wall Street is cheaper.
Yeah.
But no, it's different. I mean, some of the same most of the same establishments is there, but it's definitely way different.
Right.
It's way different. I was just down there the other day, actually.
And one final thing in that doc, you had said that really the birth of Tiana's kind of what changed him, and then it was like he wanted to go harder no matter what.
You know, that was it. Yeah, Kid Will Change Your Life. It was definitely Tiana that did it. It was definitely Tiana. Tiana did it. He was just like, yo, but by the time Tiana was like, we was like in it. It was in it. Like, it was like, okay, this is what we doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like borderline, like, it was like a transition of leaving the street alone and going to this. But it's always that, you know how the game is. It's like, just because you got a video playing don't mean you're making money.
Right.
You know what I mean? If somebody would
Party
see,
and
like,
bullshit's getting spins.
yeah, like we were still sitting on the corner and we would watch cars come by and playing party and bullshit. And it was just like, and I remember me saying this personally, I'm like, yo, something ain't right. Like we ain't doing something right. There's no way, like we still standing on this corner and we done seen about 4 different cars come through playing the music. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's something we're not doing. Like, we were still learning it. That's the whole thing with that. It was blowing up and learning it at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Did him getting unsigned hype in the Source have any effect on him? Like, did that mean anything to him?
It meant the world to him. It meant the world to him. We read that magazine, that article and that issue so many times. Like, we had it everywhere. Like,
right.
Yeah, so, no, it definitely meant a lot.
Sometimes the media does good.
Nah, I mean, you got to think, back in those days, the magazine was everything.
Yeah, people was on. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, we would get magazines, go to magazine stands and grab stuff. Yeah, but nah.
So do you remember when he met Puff? Because Puff always talks about how he rapped for him, and then Puff knew right away. Like, were you at that meeting? Or were you downstairs?
Nah,
he come to you later?
I was already taking that charge.
Okay.
I was already in the midst of my part of the success.
Yes.
I was,
which was immortalized in the Notorious movie.
Right.
Even though you were, what, light-skinned with a headpiece?
Yeah, light-skinned, total opposite. Light-skinned and short. You know, I mean, you ain't got to match me up, at least fit the description.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a tall guy. That guy,
So what was that like from your perspective to go through that? Like, is it like what we saw in the movie? What's the real version in your mind of how that?
I mean, as far as the whole situation, as far as getting locked up and like how that happened and
why you decided to make that decision, and did you know at that time that was like a decision that would help your friend?
I mean,
cultivate his career.
I mean, I mean, how can I put it? Like, I would have did it regardless if Big was trying to be a fireman or a school teacher. It wasn't even about the music while I took the charge. Like, it was my friend. Like, you know what I mean? So I'd have did that regardless. That's just the type of person I am. If I'm with you, I'm with you. So, and then on top of that, I mean, I was out on bail for a gun charge already. So, you know, it kind of made sense. And then he had just kind of like really got connected into things, about to do a deal and, you know what I mean? So
it wasn't a tough decision.
Nah, I was just like, yo, and actually it wasn't like he was like, go, go, go. Yeah, do it. He was like, nah. He was like, fuck that. Don't do that shit, nigga. You crazy. Like, you know what I mean? No, we ain't got to do that. I was just like, hey, yo, but it's just like certain times, like it kind of actually, it helped me, believe it or not. It saved me because I was loose cannon, you know what I mean? Doing like, you know, on the road to destruction. So I was just like, yo, just do what you got to do. And no, they didn't take us to no precinct. Police figured that shit out right there in the streets. They handcuffed us, said, I'm going to give y'all a minute. You know what I mean? And then I was just like, hey, yo, and that was it. Like, that was like the last time I seen him until I got out.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then, but I still didn't really.
So Ready to Die had came out while you were locked up.
Yeah. Yep. I came home.
So how did you know Ready to Die was like really resonating to
when I was away, people that was from the neighborhood was coming in. Like, I didn't know he was like as big as like he was, like really getting it like that, because I was away and I was like, the key to that is to stay, detach yourself from the real world. So I wasn't watching videos, I wasn't watching TV. Like I would, you know, dip and dab, and people would come in that was from down the way and be like, telling other people like, hey, yo, that's his man right there. Like that dude right there, they like, hey, yo, that's his friend right there. Like, and I used to be like, hey, yo, like, you know, just chill like that. So I'll go Dave catch a little video or two. Then you got some of the guys coming through with the negative shit, like, yo, oh, Big ain't gonna mess with you when you get home. Like, you took that charge for nothing. Like, you know, you was an asshole. He ain't
gonna remember you.
Yeah, he ain't gonna remember you, this and that, But I was still plugged into, you know, to what mattered in the streets. So, you know what I mean? They were just like, it was hard. Like I said, he was learning it. He was learning. Then you got a bunch of new people coming at you. Yeah. Nobody you really can trust. People, you know what I mean? Then when you blown up. So I didn't really know to what degree it was, but I knew things had changed. You know what I'm saying? Until I, like, you know, like even down to to him getting married, when I was speaking to him on the phone, he would be like, wifey. I just thought he meant wifey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know you actually got married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't, like, I was out of tune and stuff like that. And I remember me maybe having like 2 weeks before I was coming home. So I was like always calling. I was like, yo, man, you got to send me some clothes. Like, because if not, I'm like, I'm going to come home in this motherfucking trench coat. Like, they give you like a beige trench coat with some hard blue jeans and Converse. I'm like, I can't come home like that. He's like, I got you. So the day comes, the morning comes for me to go home. They don't call me for no package. Everybody's a few dudes going home with me. They getting dressed and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there in my underwear and stuff, like looking at the, the beige stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, so damn, I really got to put this shit on. Then one of the COs in there was like, hey, yo, Butler, like, you're not gonna get your stuff? So I'm like, yo, stop playing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I know I ain't got nothing there. So they didn't call me. It had came that morning. So I was like, oh, sure, I got my little black chuckers, you know what I mean? My little black Guess jeans. It was right. You know what I mean? Then it was like a colorful sweater. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really like the sweater. So I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna put it on. So boom. So then I got a plane ticket. So now I'm like kind of laughing at the other dudes now. I'm like, now y'all got to sit on that long ass 8-hour ride back to New York. I'm about to shoot to the airport. And I'm good. So I get to the airport. I got like the sweater on my shoulder. So some girls in there was like, hey, yo, that's a Coogee. All right. So I'm like, what? It was like, I'm telling my friend, like, how much is that sweater? That's like $500. This is like a $700 sweater. Right. So I'm like, you hold it like this. I'm holding it like this. I thought it was like a bunch of colors. I was like, I'm just getting out. So I'm like, I don't like this shit. Like, so I'm like, I don't know. So then I went in the bathroom, then I put it on. Like, I was like, so, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, bet. So now I can put the joint on.
Like,
now,
that's what they rocking? That's what they rocking now?
I got the little butter leather, you know what I mean? So now I got that on the shoulder, land, come home. That's when I meet Faith. You know what I mean? I meet Faith, and then
wait, so you flew from where to where?
I flew from upstate New York, I believe. I don't even know. What was it, Buffalo, Rochester, somewhere from there. I flew to New York, JFK. Getting there, I'm stuck. You know how everything's moving fast.
Right. Yeah.
I meet Faye. She gives me keys to I think a green. What do you call them? Not the Land Rover, a Forerunner. A Forerunner. No, Land Cruiser. It was a Land Cruiser. It was a green Land Cruiser, but she was like in a rush to go to a photo shoot. She just wrote her number on a piece of paper, gave me an envelope like, yo, here, this is from Big, da 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 da, and it was gone. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. I'm like, hey, yo, because when I left, like, we was taking the train. So, you got to remember, so to come home to that, to normally we iron horsing it from the block to the studio. Yeah. So to come home and
going into the city.
Right, yeah. So I was like, I'm like, all right, cool. So I don't know what to do. So I'm like, all right. I said, what I'm not going to do is pull up on the avenue. So I drove, took me about, I was lost. I drove and then parked the car a few blocks down from the avenue, grabbed my bag out, act like I just got out. What's up, da da da. And everybody's like, oh, Big don't change, like, yo, he ain't gonna fuck with you, da 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 da. So
not
my
even
mind,
knowing.
my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if this what you call not fucking with you, then keep not fucking with me then. Like, you know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean? Just gave me a bag of money, brand new car, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I go home, grandmas and everybody, then I call Faith. No, I call Big. I call him from the joint. It's like, once he see my grandma number, it's like, once he picked up the phone, we just laugh. Like, without even saying no words, like, we laughed for about a good 5 minutes, but it was like a hardcore laugh, but it was like a laugh sharing, like, I told you, we good. Yeah. I know you fucked up. Yeah. Did she give you, like, it was just a laugh where it wasn't even a conversation where you just knew it was everything like in one, like one situation.
Real
so
reconnection.
Yeah, and then, and I told him, I was like, hey, yo, if, I don't really want to be down here. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be around here around these guys and all that stuff if you want me to stay home. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, he was like, yo, cool, meet me in LA. I'm on a promo tour. So I'm like, all right, cool. Me not knowing no better, books a ticket to LA. He just said LA. So I land, calls, he's like, yo, where you at? I'm like, I'm in LA. Like, he's like, where? I'm like, right, I said, I ain't really had no bag or nothing. I was like, I'm right outside. Like, he's like, you don't see a white, that's when the promo, like, we were still coming up with the 15-passenger van. Right. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was real, yeah, you know what I mean? So he's like, you don't see no big white van? I'm like, nah, I don't see no van. And he's like, where you at? Like, I'm in LA. So he's like,
oh no.
nah, like where? I was like, LAX. I said, what's the name of the airport? I was like, LAX. He's like, nah, man. I think we was in San Francisco or something, or San Diego. He was like, nah, man, you in the wrong. I was like, so what I'm gonna do? He was like, yo, them flights are short. They run every 45 minutes. Just go back in there. So he was like, but now we ain't gonna be able to pick you up because I got an in-store.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right. So I said, just give me the address. Writes it down, it's pen and paper then. So I'm writing down the address and all that stuff. Flies there. Catch a cab to the thing. So I pull up to this record store. I'm like, the line was like damn near 3 blocks long. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck they selling in there? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, somebody must got some shit going on. Like this, like this line is like, 3 blocks down. So I go in and I look. I start seeing like he's sitting at sitting at like a table like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a line. So I see like C's, I see L, I see the team, I see Hawk and all of them. I'm like, oh, okay. So boom, so I grabbed like 5 copies of the CD. You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing there, so I got online. So he signed and joints doing what he needed to do. And then he looked up, I was like maybe 4 people up to the table. Yeah. Then when I saw him, we just got up, he was like, oh shit, like stop. Everybody didn't know what was going on because he jumped up quick. So people just they was like, yo, so we hug each other.
Right.
Yeah, he was just telling people like, yo, this is my man. Like, yo, this is my man right here. Like, oh, and then we was rocking ever since. Yeah. You know, and I was like, that was it from there.
Was it a defined role or was it just like whatever you need, like role manager kind of thing? Or
but it was just still learning it as, I'm a quick learner. Like, that's one thing, I'm not as slow. So like if I see what's going on, I can adapt. Right. Like, you know what I mean? I know how to adapt. So I seen what was going on, what's the situation. I just applied myself where I figured he needed, where he needed the help.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say you were really clairvoyant at that time too, because you picked up a camera. And like you just started documenting all this footage of Big. Yeah, it's like, and a lot of it is unseen.
Yeah, nah. It was the picture. Like, how they say like a picture says 1,000 words. Yeah. Videos, you could live it forever. Like, I mean, that was just me. Like,
but they were heavy and expensive back then.
Yeah, nah, them joints was crazy big. It was like carrying a sneaker box. Always in the way, battery dead all the time.
Right, so you wish it would be you shooting all the stuff.
Yeah, man, let me tell you something. At one point, I was like driver, security, cameraman, chef. Only one dude ever got us fly. That's my boy named Jamel. Like he always kept us dope, but I don't let him dress me. You know what I mean? But like everything at one time, like that's why I look at today and like to see what people do. It's like I used to do that like by myself. Like I would be driving with my knee and recording Big in the front seat like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, we never had like I wish I would have knew. Like we never was recording for nothing. Yeah. Like to you, we just was recording because the funny thing was watching it at night. That's what we used to do. We used to tape our day, and then get back at the end of the day and just rewind it, and then just watch the night. And it's the crazy thing with that is it's like it never was us that was funny. It was everything behind it. Like when you tape something, you notice everything that's going on in the background opposed to what you're taping.
Right. Stuff you couldn't see.
The stuff you couldn't see. So that's what kind of amazed me when it comes to like video and stuff like that, like filming. And then it was just, yeah.
So we're sitting on a lot of unseen footage and things like that from Big?
Yeah. I mean, me, like, it's personal for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a diary. Like we usually, like I'll get friends together. Like we usually do stuff like on Christmas or his birthday, like since he's been gone, like since like this time of the year, stuff like that, and just go through old stuff and bug out. It's like a diary for me. It's like you ain't gonna let nobody read your diary. You know what I mean? So it's like but I mean I've got some stuff out like with Mama, like if Puffy don't want to do stuff, but like, and it's not even about no bread because like half the stuff you see, at least 80% of the stuff you've seen on Big since he's been gone had to come from me. And it was to the point like after the years go by, people would like put a bug in my head, like, hey, yo, are you getting money for this stuff? Or that I wasn't doing it. You know what I mean? It was just about his legacy, just keeping him looking good and keeping him, keeping him fresh. So
what do you make of his legacy and how even like all these years later, it's like March 9th is still that day, or and even his birthday. Now we celebrate people 2 times now, the day they were born, the day they passed. Like,
I mean, I think that's again my personal opinion. I just think where his legacy's at now, it should be bigger. And I think he's still the hardest working rapper in the game right now. He's in everybody's songs. He's in everybody, people always, so I just think he's still the hardest working dude in the game right now.
What do you mean it should be bigger?
I just think as far as his legacy and like we could be doing more, you know what I'm saying? I think we could be doing more. Like Big can do a lot. Like, you know what I mean? As far as the foundations and just, as a unit, like, you know what I'm saying? I just think it could be doing more, but that's just like my humble opinion, so.
Right.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Do you think musically it hurts because he wasn't able to get as much music out as maybe some other artists? And
Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff he put out was great, but it's a smaller catalog.
So when it comes to music with me, it's hard to ask me because then I sound biased.
That's right.
To me, it's like I could put on Life After Death now and it still sound better than somebody that dropped the album yesterday.
Wait, so like you said, when you were locked up, you hadn't even heard Ready to Die. So when you came,
no, I had the tape. That's what tapes was in. I had the cassette tape, stuff like that.
So when did you feel your friend is nice, like special, like this? He's nice, like he's.
Well, like I said, it's after he passed away, I realized how nice he really, really was.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people looking at him as Big, it was still Chris to me. Like I used to like to be out and about and to hear somebody tell me a story about Big when I was gone. Like, you know what I mean? And then the story would be a little funnier to me because whatever it is, I'm sure he put his stamp on it that nobody even caught. And I'll catch the funniness of the story. Without, the story they telling, I would catch it and be like, oh, you don't even know, like he don't play you. Like, just like little stuff like that. I like to hear stories about, about Big. Because a lot of the stuff I miss, I was just like there for the pivotal points in his life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so a lot of the in-between stuff I kind of miss. So I'm kind of like, be wanting to know, like I like to hear people tell stories about Big or I like to listen to people interviews and stuff like that. So.
But you say you didn't like Juicy though, right? At first? Why not?
I don't know, because after hearing like a bunch of because just the time that we were in, like everything was just like, gangster rap and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's why I said I respect, Puffy. I remember because I asked Big, I was like, hey, yo, why would you do that? He was like, yo, Puffy said, what you want to do? Be a nice rapper or be a nice rapper and make money? So, I guess so, we learned from him that this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
These are the type of records that you got to put out. You can do what you want to do on your album. Yeah. But if you want to make some money, this is what you need to do.
And then you would see him sort of evolve with that, like those records and the big poppers they worked in.
I love them all now.
But but you also you see his style started to change. He started wearing the nicer stuff, and then there was the whole evolution.
Even like the growth from the from Ready to Die to Life After Death. It's like you can't talk about the same things no more because the same thing ain't happening. Yeah. Right. That's how I feel like today when they do like the comparisons and stuff like that with people, with artists, like, how you comparing to somebody, like, it's the same thing is not going on again. Like, we was in a whole different struggle. That was like the crack era. People was like I don't know no new crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Any crackhead that I know, been a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? Or, like I don't know who's smoking crack tomorrow. Yeah. Like I don't know a new crackhead. So it's not even the same thing. It's pills, it's syrup, it's like whatever it is people doing right now, the numbing music. So it ain't gonna be a comparison, it's a whole different struggle. You ain't gonna be able to, there ain't gonna be another Jay, another Nas, another Public Enemy, another, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not gonna be that because it's a whole different era right now. Right. It's not the same struggle in the streets no more. Yeah. I mean, he's not saying that there's no crackheads, but you know what I mean?
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
When you came home too, you said that you popped up at the One More Chance video, right?
Yeah, that was the first video that I actually, besides that Super Cat, it's a Super Cat video floating around that they think I'm in. It ain't me, but.
Oh, Dolly My Baby?
Yeah.
That's, they think you're Dolly My Baby?
Yeah, they think that's me, but that ain't me. You know what I mean? But that was like one of the first videos that I actually, like, well, all that was around the same time. That was still like around the same time. So
it's before like 95?
Yeah, it was around the same time, me coming home, the in-store, like, maybe when we came back from that was getting shot and all that stuff. So then he was like, yo, you want to see some funny shit? I was like, yeah, he's even watch me stress everybody out. I said, what you talking about? He's like, watch this. We left set, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, get the car. We left set, jumped in the truck. He put his phone on the dashboard. So he was like, watch how many times this nigga Mark Pitts and Puff call my phone. So they call the phone. One time, Big pick up. It's like, yo, man, hey, man. They like, yo, where you at? Where you at? Like, they talking budgets and stuff. He's like, yo, you playing yourself. He's like, yo, man, I can't take this shit. It's too much. I'm out. Boom, hang up. Right? So, but we around the corner just smoking. We in the car smoking. We didn't go nowhere. We just pulled around the corner. We just smoking weed. So he's like, yo, they blowing up the phone. Yo, they calling my phone. He's like, just pick up. So they like, yo, man, if that's your boy, you'll get him back here. Like, you'll get him back. Like, so they threatened me and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. So Big like, don't worry about it. So we sat there for about 45 minutes. then pulled back on set. When I say everybody was stressed, and he just looked back and said, "I told you." I was like, just like little funny stuff, like you know what I mean.
So, entertain you guys.
Yeah, so it was real.
So were you on set when he did Martin, that episode?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I was actually, that's what I said. That damn, just like that was a report date for me, so I couldn't make the trip. But I was home. I was there. Like, but I was like I was there though, because they told me that was like the illest. He gave me the illest story about Martin, man. It's like Martin is like one of the illest dudes. Like, he kept his joints. Like, he just rolled with joints and a cigarette holder. Like, just joints. Just like he joints. Like, so he had fun over there though. He wanted to do that one. He was excited about that.
Because everyone keeps saying that he was such a funny guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
he really was.
Right.
I remember we used to he'd do stuff like, because like I said, he didn't drive. Just FYI.
He never learned.
Never learned. Never wanted to. Well, he tried to one time. Wow. We were going on a trip. We in front of his mom's house. We on St. James. So we get in the car. He's like, "Hey, yo, I left my asthma pump upstairs." I was like, "All right, fuck, I'm gonna run up and grab it for you." It's like 5 in the morning, everything quiet. I get upstairs, all I hear is boom, 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 and car alarms going off. He took the car around the block, but hit about 7 parked cars on the way.
That's how we drive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit about 7. So I come downstairs. He running up the block. I'm like, "Hey, yo, what happened?" He was like, "The car fucked up." Like, I'm like, I said, "I don't understand." Like, you was in the passenger seat. He's just like, "Yo, the car fucked up." Like, you know what I mean? So he ran that was like the one time. Then we caught a cab to I don't even know what happened to the car. We caught a cab to the airport, but he wouldn't even know how to drive. But we would pull up at tolls, and then we'd pay the people, and then he would just like lean over, and then like if whoever it was a guy, girl, whatever it is, he would lean over and be like, "You know what? You got a big ass nose." Like, while I'm waiting for the change, like stuff. Like, he would just say like stupid stuff to people. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But
it's a little mischievous.
Yeah. He's definitely funny. You're definitely gonna get a laugh. I mean, that's what I like to do. I'd rather laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You laugh, you get a 6-pack. They say laughing is the best stomach exercise in the world.
That's a fact.
A good laugh, tighten up the abs.
Well, Big was really big on tighten up his clique, Junior Mafia. So it was like everything we hear about Junior Mafia coming together, like that was really his goal, just to put his team on, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he basically put it like this. He was hollering Junior Mafia before there was Junior Mafia. Mm. That was just a vision that he wanted to do, and and stuff like that. So he kind of like had a Junior Mafia deal before we had the members.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, but
what did you make of it? Did you see something in C's or Kim? Like, when did you see that? Okay, there could be something here from your perspective.
I mean, I was already there, like, like we was already rocking then. So, but I seen. I mean, he was living proof that it can happen. So, he had the whole plan. Like, this is gonna be you. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. Like, because Kim was like Kim and Blake was like one of the ones that came up. Like, Kim came to the table with songs and stuff like that. Like, I was right there watching, but I never really got into.
Yeah.
I had a whole different other role I was dealing with. You know what I mean? As far as in his life. So I never really. But that's, like I said, like, that's one thing I do know. I know music. I've been in the studio. I know what it is. I know what it sounds like. You know what I mean? I know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what it is when I hear it.
Yeah. You said that you had certain commandments. You had said they say there's number 1 the music, number 2 the music business, and number 3 the music industry. And you said love the first, learn the second, outsmart the third.
Yeah.
So what did you love about music, and what was it like? So what was it like being around Biggie, watching him create? Because then now you got a chance to like see him create music.
It was like people didn't get it at first. Like, Big would type, he would come to the studio, see the engineer, like, yo, how you rewind it, how you turn it up and down. All right, cool. You could break out. Give me a number. I'll call you when I'm ready. Like, he would sit there and just he'll learn it as he do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He'll rewind it, keep rewinding it, keep rewinding it, keep rewinding it, keep rewinding it. And it's like I kind of to the point where I kind of knew when he was almost finished with the song of how long he would let it play. You know what I mean? Like it was like, cause it would just be the instrumental. If the instrumental got toward the end without him rewinding it, I'd be like, okay, song finished. Let me get ready to get this guy over here. Like, so I kind of knew the system.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm like that, but not even knowing it, but I just, as being there with him and stuff like that, and I knew when, he wasn't feeling it that night and stuff like that, but he would actually learn the song as he go, he would start off fully dressed in the booth with the lights off, and by the time the song is over, he's in his drawers. You know what I mean? That's true. He would always normally strip down in the booth, like he would go in there fully dressed. Yeah,
like,
I guess. Wow. Yeah, I never asked. So it was just like he would always do that. He would start off fully dressed, sees a roll a few, lights, turn the lights off, and then toward the end of the joint, they would hit the lights on, and you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, wow. What the fuck? It's like in his boxes.
Is any sessions that stand out to you?
Brooklyn's Fires, the song he did with Jay-Z.
We've heard different accounts of this story.
So you were there for that?
It's the D-Roc version.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of hard to get the schedules. Like Jay kind of like did his and then like had to send it to Big. So I remember throwing up that night, like in the booth. Like I don't know what was going on, but he made me sit in the booth with him. And I was just like laid out on the floor. I just remember being real fucked up that night. You know what I mean? But that was like that night. Then the Bone Thug song.
Oh, Notorious Thugs.
Yeah, and then actually, it was a song he appeared on somebody joined. I think it was R. Kelly, and they didn't understand how Big worked. So we had went to the session or whatever. So they had gave Big a pen and a pad. So Big was like, "Thanks," and started crushing up his weed on the pad. So he was like, "Yo, thanks," or whatever the case might be. So then I had went to the bathroom. And I was in the bathroom, using the bathroom. I'm in one of the stalls. So whoever it was come up in the bathroom. It's like, hey, yeah, man, you know, they real unprofessional. You know what I mean? I give him a pen and pad. It's like the right, he'd be listening to the same. He just rewinding the record. He's like sitting in there. He's not even doing nothing. He's just staring into space, wasting studio time. Weather's on the phone. So I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. So now, you know, to the point I don't even want to flush and nothing. Now I'm like, damn, I don't want to put a dude on the spot. So I wait for him to get out. So I come in there, I call Big out. I'm like, hey, yo. I was like, a homeboy in there calling somebody on you, like snitching, like talking about like, you know, you wasting money. He gave you a pad, you just crushed the weed out, you know what I mean? So he was like, yo, don't worry about him. So then he was like, I'm ready. But it was an R. Kelly session. That much I know.
So you to be happy, Joy?
Yeah, be happy.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
You to be happy, yeah. So they thought
think
he was
about it
just
when
there.
you're on the streets around.
Yeah. So they thought he was just in there wasting time. They didn't know how he worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then after he did the joint, dude was like, yeah, they was all happy and stuff. And I told him, I was like, you know, I was in the bathroom when you was in there talking to who you was talking to. He was like, I was like, yeah. I was like, that's just how he worked. Like,
yeah. Were you always amazed that he didn't write stuff down? It was all.
Yeah. It always looked like he wasn't working. Like even like I said, even in our cars, like I got footage of us riding around listening to Somebody Gotta Die, just the instrumental. Like he would pick his beats, like, you know, he would pick a lot of his beats, like kind of like orchestrate the beats first, then apply the joints. Like his thing was just get the music right first. Like his album, I have his album in sequence with all instrumentals.
Wow.
Yeah. You said the Bone Thugs, like that was big at that time because they were huge with their different type of lyrical style.
Yeah.
And it was so great to see Biggie do that style and do it effectively.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Was that always in his mindset? Like what was that like?
I mean, I asked him what was he gonna do. He just said, I'm gonna let them do their thing. He said, I'm gonna let them do their thing and I'm just gonna come after or go first. He said, I don't wanna be in the middle of whatever it is that they doing. You know, because we actually did it in LA and then Big recorded his in Daddy's house in New York. So, but that, like I said, that day was, like them guys was talented. Like I seen this dude dust off a bottle and go, and I don't know which one of the bones it was.
Gotta be Busy Bones.
So whatever it was.
The light skin one.
Yeah, it was a little like, yeah, no doubt it was the light skin one. When I say he's went in and like, and then even the way the hook came, I remember them, when them being excited, they was like equally excited. We was all equally excited to meet each other, and so one of them was just saying like, "Oh shit, I can't believe it's just like it's Bone and Biggie, yo." It's like, damn, it's Bone and Biggie. Like he kept saying it. Then they just started, like I said, them guys was different.
Yeah,
like
this is the height of their rise.
Yeah, so they started like, you know, Bone and Biggie, Bone. Then they was like, okay, so what you thinking about the hook, Big? Big was like, that. It was like, what?
Bone and Biggie.
It's like what y'all been talking about for the past 10 minutes. You know, it's Bone and Biggie. And then they just went in there and did the joint, laid it down. We took the song back to New York and Big laid his verse.
Wow. Was Jay around you guys a lot? Because, you know, it's a lot talk about their relationship, you know, and
definitely. We used to make it our business to at least eat before everybody started getting busy. We would all break bread like at least once a week somewhere. Like even if it was us going to like, he might be in Miami, you know what, if we ain't doing that, we meet in Miami, eat. New York, we were always, definitely fuck with Jay hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's my boy.
It seemed like there was a lot of friends on stage at the Source Awards though, man, when he won that award at the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of friends on stage at the Source Awards. What
did you make about that whole night?
It was fun. It was fun to me.
What year? We talking about the Suge year?
Was it that same year?
Brooklyn, we did it? Yeah, Brooklyn did it. Yeah.
I think that was the only, That's when we, it was
Did you feel the tension in the air, D-Roc?
Yeah, it was thick in there, but it was, to me, it wasn't like a real thick. It was like an industry thick, like a music type of thing. It wasn't one of them situations, because if it was, you wouldn't really be on stage talking like that anyway. So it was more or less of a.
So you knew the difference even back then?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't no, I guess, any hostility. I mean, there was hostility in the air, but nothing towards the camp or anything like that, like a problem?
I mean, I guess, but like I said, it wasn't really,
right.
It wasn't, it wasn't really, like I wasn't tripping on, like I said, I was just more excited that like we was actually winning an award. Like if Source, I was just like, oh shit, like I'm still, like I said, we were still learning it.
Yeah.
Right.
As everything happened so fast, like it was just like so compact, and you know what I mean? But little did we know we was writing the blueprint for people use to this day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said that you had put something up about, I guess, that arrest at the Palladium, and you were saying something about how you guys were learning the game while you was in it, like looking back on it now.
Like. Just wasn't ready, I guess, like, because back then we thought we were good, like, you know what I mean? So it was like, how the fuck am I still going to jail? Like right now, like what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even with the fucking you tonight with R. Kelly, like that was like straight from getting bailed out of jail. Like they had ran up in a house in Teaneck, New Jersey, and had brought him up on all them weapon charges and stuff like that. And they ended up bailing everybody out, and it was like literally sitting outside the precinct, like, yo, fuck we gonna do now? Like, I'm like, he was like, we gotta go to the studio. It's like, I'm talking about no shoestrings, no belts, they take all that shit from me. We didn't even wait for that shit, went straight to the studio. And just so happened, we getting out of a cab, R. Kelly was coming down the steps.
Wow.
Coming off the elevator. And Big was like, yo, I want you to hear something. Took him up there. R. Kelly was like, yo, I gotta catch a flight, but went in the booth and just did the harmony to Fucking You Tonight.
Oh, so it wasn't even a planned session?
Wow.
Not at all.
That's crazy.
Life at the That's not only a great album, it's got great stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did he record a lot of that in LA, or was it here in New York, that album?
New York.
Oh, New York.
Yeah, we did a lot of it here.
Okay. Wow.
Just like the last few, like the Benjamin's remix, a couple of joints we did out there.
Victory, I believe, right?
Yeah, Victory. I remember that night. Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, as far as like, it was for me, it's like it's just too much to even tell. Like each record is a story for me. Each is not one recording session that we did that ain't nothing crazy happened. Okay, but not even in a bad way, just crazy good way. Right?
But I got one for you because TIDAL was the streaming service. What's the D-Roc Biggie EP? What's the 5 songs that really stick out that are your personal favorites?
My personal
from Big's catalog
would be Everyday Struggle, Nobody, Juicy. No, Juicy.
Wait, say a little about each one. So why Everyday Struggle? People doing TV shows out of that now, video shows?
Yeah, nah, because that's like that's what it is. Like that the first 3 lines of the song was like what we was going through. Like I know how it feels to wake up fucked up.
Yeah.
That was it. Like know how it feels to wake up fucked up. Like we you know what I mean, we was going through it. Like so, and then Juicy, just because I knew but didn't know, like not saying I didn't like the song, I love the song, but I see why the song was necessary. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like that. And then
you said you're Nobody.
Nobody, that's just hard. That's just like my shit. What's that? Pray. Unbelievable. I got more than 5. Like, I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? I can't do that. I got a lot of joints though.
I remember it's unbelievable. He was saying he wanted Premiere so bad. He was like, "Yo, just loop up Impeach the President, whatever. Like, give me something." Like,
yep. That's when. Well, actually, Unbelievable is when I was like, oh shit. Like, oh shit, like this nigga fucking getting busy right now. Like that's when we kind of woke up. Like, you know what I mean? Well, not with me. You know what I mean? That was because I never. This is hard when you grow up with somebody to see they, not saying not to see their talent, but like it used to bug me out to see people like bugging out over them. I used to be like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know what
I know it's good and all.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Was
like
it the live from Beverly Stuyvesant?
just the whole shit. Like he went in. Like that's when a lot of people kind of started treating us a little different. Like, oh shit, he's arrived. Like this dude is a real deal.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like we started seeing how things started moving, and you know, we was kind of learning. Like really, the first recording, beginning recording stages of Life After Death is when we was on point. Like we knew what we was getting into. We knew the game. All right, we already went through a fast preview of it. We're ready to die. Now, you know what I mean? We was about to plant our flag and, you know, and do what we needed to do.
Yeah,
that's why we had to do.
They were saying something that he had said something in the doc that Ready to Die was the inside looking out, and this was the outside looking in.
Yeah, that's how it felt. That's how it felt. That's how it felt.
Right. Well, it's been 21 years, you know, since Biggie's passing. Is it hard to go back to Cali?
Kind of, sort of. It's not hard to go back. But it's just like, you know, when you down there, you just be like, damn, this is like, you know, because it's a little different for me. Like, I was in the car with him. So, you know what I mean? So, like, is it like, I know what his last breath was like. I know what his face looked like. His mama don't know. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I explained to her, like, how that works. So it's like, it's a little different for me personally. That's how I feel about the celebration, like, for March 9th. Like, it's like, not saying overlook it. You know what I mean? You have to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? But it's like, to me, I don't think it's a celebration. It's too depressing for me. Right. You know what I mean? But now, you know, I think that's time to just reflect and thank God for your blessings. That's what March 9th need to be thanking God for your blessings that you're still here. Like, you want to party, let's party May 21st.
That's his birthday.
That's his birthday. Celebrate life. You know, that's just me, like you do every other icon. Yeah. You know?
Is it tough also? Because even now there's still so much about how it's unsolved and there's still all the specters. Is there justice to your mind that there needs to be somebody that's held accountable? Like, is there closure in a sense for you?
Nah, if they never found nobody, definitely not no closure. Not no closure. I mean, I don't know, but it will be. You know, can't sneak through life. Everybody got to show face. It's one thing you can't do is sneak through life. Rather be on the 99th day, whatever it is, you're gonna have to show face. Nobody can sneak through life. So that's I'm big on that. You know, so. Like they say, if you can look yourself in the mirror, that means you good. You know what I mean? So if you can look yourself in your mirror, that means you can live your life all over again. I live my life all over again when I brush my teeth in the morning. Because I can look in the mirror. I ain't got to put my head down. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I'm good.
So even the mistakes you made in times and these periods you've had to go away, like you still...
I mean, sometimes you got to do something wrong to make it right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Sometimes you got to do, but that's the thing. The thing that people... give me my props for all that stuff is like one of the worst things in my fucking life. I wish I never took that motherfucking bid. Then maybe he'd be here. You know what I mean? I wish I never went to jail for that. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's bigger than that. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like, you know, so that's how life is, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
The thing that people think is like, that shit is like the worst shit in my, you know what I mean? That's the shit that people always, oh man, you know, you're a good dude, stand up. Yeah, okay, but that still don't, you know.
Yeah.
Bring back my boy. That still don't, you know what I mean? He ain't there for his kids, with his mom. So it's just different for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so that's my thing. Like I said, I'm not trying to downplay March 9th, but that shit is fucking depressing. I don't want to keep going through that shit every fucking year. And depression is real.
Yeah.
You can be depressed. You know what I mean?
And you said like your
real.
personal, like you see a lot of people saying about being positive now. It seems like you said, you was probably a different dude.
I've always been positive. It just don't look like that. I'm telling you, I'm a real positive person.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I don't.
That's great.
I barely talk. Clearly, you know what I mean. I stay to myself. Like, you know what I mean. I'm always positive.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't like. You know, things just don't feel right. Sometimes, you know, it ain't right. Usually, it's not right.
Yeah.
But how did you cope following, you know, the events that happened?
Man, I mean, I really. See, it's hard, like, when you used to being the backbone and strong, you got to be strong for everybody else. Shit like that. Like, even back then, it was like, couldn't cry. Like I would have to cry in the shower. It's like a motherfucker see me cry, it's like, oh God. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta be strong for everybody else that's trying to, you know, but like I said, I think I was depressed. I might have been depressed for a few years, to be honest with you. Like I said, I think depression is real. Like you might not know it. Like when you're depressed, you might not feel like it's like when depressed, walking around with your head down. I was still ripping and running, doing what I needed to do. But it's like you block certain things out. Like, you know what I mean? Just certain things, you know, you just try to block it out. Just try to stay busy.
Was therapy an option for you or anything like that?
Nah.
But you also took it to
Ain't nobody even told me to go. I don't know how I would have took it if somebody was like, yo, you need to go to therapy or some shit.
I mean, you witness your best friend get killed in front of you. That's a traumatic event.
Yeah. But I know I didn't really want to participate in the music industry no more. That's for sure. Like I was like, it ain't even make no sense to me to even be. I felt cheated. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I did all this shit for nothing. You know what I mean? It's like we done did all this shit for fucking nothing, man.
But then you ended up still doing it even on a high level. Like like Lil Kim had to make another album, a second album, Notorious K.I.M. And
that was like I honestly give that to like the dude and Puff. They was like yo, you know, a lot of people was worried about me, so they was like, hey, yo, look, man, this is what you need to do. I should start a management company, do this, do that, and then, you know what I'm saying, kind of got me back in it. Yeah, I was like, I was over it. Like, I could have cared less. I was already thinking about how I'm gonna, like, you know what I mean? Just like, okay, everybody got to pay. So it was everybody's fault to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was everybody's fault. Everybody's fault. So, but then I was just like, nah, I can't be like that. It's, you know, so it took me a minute to fight with that, but then realized, like, I was fucking depressed, man. I was just like, you know, when you go out, you see certain shit, you hear songs, you just always wonder, like, damn, if my boy was here, I know I wouldn't be doing this. Like, I know where we would be. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like about 7 years ago, took a trip to Bora Bora. That's where like everybody going now and shit like that. But I've been there about 7, 8 years ago. But I realized that, like, you know, like this is like, you know, this is shit we used to talk about. Taking trips, like going places like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, so,
dreams,
yeah. But that's when I realized I was like, you know what? I just got to start, you know, just start living. Like, you know, just start living, just doing what I need to do. But even then it was still hard because then you might be good until this time of year rolls around.
Yeah.
Then once you bounce back from this, guess what? 60 days birthday is here again. You know what I mean? Then, you know, so it's, like I said, I know how to deal with it now though. But the thing is now, it's a major part of dealing with this for me, being around real people this time of year. And not the phony B.I.G. celebrators that you only hear from this time of year.
Right.
There's people that I only speak to that's coming up this week. They'll probably be calling me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right,
They want to check in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, that's why I've really kind of shied away from the interviews and stuff like that, because it's like, when you look at the interviews, some of the people that be on, it's like, you're not even talking like real shit. Like, you ain't really checking on niggas' families. You ain't checking on dude kids, and you know what I mean? Like, you ain't doing that, but you on a fucking interview every year. Like, so I didn't want to really be a part of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that do is the ones that I fuck with today. That's still here.
Who
you know
are
what I'm
those
saying?
people in your mind? Like, who's that?
Like, I mean, Puff definitely checks on Mama Bear. You know what I'm saying? Jay, you know what I mean? As far as on that level that people would know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
of
saying? That matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they do what they supposed to do. Right. You know what I mean? But there's a bunch of people that do, but then there's a bunch of people that don't.
Yeah.
Those are ones, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of weird. It's like a weird space. So if it's weird, I stay out of it.
Yeah, it's got to be weird. Like, my wife actually grew up doing Pac, so like, you know somebody in real life, but then this person becomes a person to them, and it's not even a human anymore. It's like, so your memories, like, you know the real person. You dealt with the real man.
That's how I feel about like the footage and stuff. I'll be like, I don't have to share that with everybody. That's my shit.
Right.
You know, let me read your diary then. It's just that my diary is a visual.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Most people diaries is pictures or what they write. Like, that type of stuff is, when I look at it now, it's like my diary. It's like, it's my life. It's you know, it's what I've been through.
Right.
That's why I say, for me to tell a story, there's like, I mean, I can't tell a story without mentioning the people that was in our life, regardless of what it is. Like, if I did a story I would have to mention the Puffs, the Jays, the Nas. Like I would have to mention them because it's part of my life.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We actually fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't had some type of connection, like, you know what I mean? That was, you know, pivotal. So, but.
Was it tough to stay in California following the murder?
Yep.
Right.
I know everybody left. I stayed. I know everybody left. I waited for Mama Bear to come down, Miss Wallace. I waited for her to come down. And like straight out of a movie, like literally seen them put the silver casket on the plane, on the commercial flight, looking out the window. Like I stayed with her and that was like crazy. That night was crazy though, but you know, it is what it is, man. That was like a crazy night. But I definitely stayed and waited for her. You know what I mean? I was like, if we're dead or alive, I can't leave my boy out here.
Were at the time, were you upset that Puff left early?
No, actually, I wanted him to leave. You know what I mean? I told him, because he was offering to stay, like everybody, I was like, y'all should just go. At least him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should get out. There's no reason for you to be down here. There ain't nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know what happened to him. So the last thing we need is you to be down here. You know what I mean? But yeah. But he left.
Right.
Yeah, he left.
You think the period after Big's passing, when you got into management and you was like working the music with C's and Kim and getting those records out, you were just running on adrenaline? Like, what was your mind state back then, you think?
Yeah. Adrenaline, like I said, coping with it, just trying to stay busy. Trying to stay busy, like kind of doing anything to just, you know, not think about that and trying to move on. That was just like the hardest part is like, oh, you always feel guilty for things. Like at some point I was thinking like, even now being in LA, I was like, damn, kind of feel guilty for even being down here. It's like, am I supposed to be down here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But it's like, of course I'm supposed to be down here. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to keep pushing, you know, keep doing. This is what we doing. So, but you know, like I said, a lot of that shit is depressing, but you know, the first part is knowing it. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know.
I think it's interesting with Puff too, that people may not want to believe how much it still is part of him. You know what I mean? And I think that he often expresses it, that it's something that he still has to cope with.
Yeah, like it never like, you know, people say, all right, dealing with death never gets easy. It is, I mean, it's not, it doesn't get better. It's just coping with it different. You can cope with it better, but you can't get over losing somebody. Right. You know, regardless of who it is. If somebody you know love and care about, somebody that's you know can't get over it. It's just different ways. You just deal with it better.
Yeah.
Do you think it's harder, especially being that your friend is an icon, famous? You know, we've all experienced losses, but when someone is so, you know, widely known, is it harder?
Yeah,
because he still feels alive.
No, for me, it's going places where we've been. Like today, had to go to Rochester, Big and Tall to get a shirt. No, a jacket. But it's the same one that we used to go to. When Big was alive, the same Rochester Big and Tall, the same son, it's the same people that work there. So when they see me or they be like, oh shit, like, yo, what's up?
Wow.
Or the places we used to eat. You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that. That's hard. You know what I mean? Or when I like and Nobody, when he says 4'4" and 54 drawers, like that's true. He wore 54 size drawers and we used to get them from Rochester. So like, so going in there today, remind me of how I was like, damn, I used to go in there, you know what I mean, snatch up about 10 packs of 54 drawers for him. And like, you know what I'm saying? Just getting like, just little stuff like that I do. That stresses me out more than, you know, and other shit like that. Or seeing his kid, like, you know, I see CJ and shit like that. Like he ain't really had a chance to, you know what I mean? Like, in that, like, but it's just like him. He don't even know it though, but.
Just a light-skinned version, right?
Yeah, it's like little stuff he do. His daughter, it's like, he'll be proud, but that's what really gets me, just, you know, retracking places that we've been, that I know that people know.
Are there other lines like that lyrical references that maybe they stick to you more than maybe even average fan doesn't know?
Yeah, yep. Tell him Blanco sent you. Mind you, my son had to tell me that when he was a kid. I thought Blanco was black, but it was white. Spanish. I learned that after the fact. You know what I mean? And he was telling me, yo, I was like, yeah. I was like, tell him Blanco sent you. So I was like, yeah. I was telling my son, I was like, that's black. He was like, nah, Dad, that's white. I was like, it's Blanco. Blanco is white. I'm thinking Blanco, black, Blanco, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
He was like, nah, my son was crying because he just learned it in school that day. The Spanish, he might have been about 7 years old. So he was like, no, Daddy, I'm telling you, Blanco means white. Then it made sense. I'm like, duh, Frank White. Got you. All right, son, you're right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It shit made sense to me. You know what I mean? So it's like little things, like, you know, it's like certain things. And then certain, like I said, certain songs. like I know or I see like one of them performances, I forget one of them Soul Train performances when he had like the suit on. They didn't have his shoes. And I always see this performance when they run, and so he had on like one of the security shoes, but he was walking on the back of them. It's like out of this whole big thing, like nobody don't even know, like he don't even got no shoes on. Like just like it'd be like little stuff, like you know what I mean, little stuff that gets me. You know, it's always the little things that get me. It ain't really nothing major. Yeah, it's always the little things that that get you.
Right. But also talking about Little Kim, her and C's, they had like a little back and forth. What did you make of that whole situation?
I mean, that's like basically with everybody. Like at that time, everybody was trying to fend for themselves, and just trying to. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard for everybody. Like the MAFIA broke up. Like you know what I mean. And Kim was just next up, obviously. Like you know what I mean. So it was just like there's a difference. Like now you appreciate what Big was doing. It's like he was carrying a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Carrying a lot of people. Like because technically, Big got 4 albums out. Hardcore.
Junior Mafia. And his 2 albums.
Life Out, yeah.
Right.
So,
Conspiracy.
Yeah, so he has a few albums out. You know what I mean? That nobody seems to want to acknowledge. So that's what it is.
Right. But during that whole Little Kim Hot 97 situation, what was going through your mind, D-Roc?
I don't even know. I don't even know if that was even over. I found that out like later. I don't even know.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, that was a gift and a curse. It was a blessing in disguise,
How so?
Because everybody needed to grow up. Everybody needed to grow up then. So, adversity came and everybody had to, had to grow up, had to hold their own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So things could have worked out a little bit better, But it didn't. But it did. Like today, people speak everything.
I was say you're on better terms because I thought I saw.
No, I speak. Yeah,
I thought I saw at the Barclays. Kim went over and said hi to you at the bar when you did the Barclays thing.
Yeah, we were just on. We just did this. The tour together. Yeah, we speak. I speak to C's. I speak to her. I speak. Like I said, I don't got no problems with nobody. Yeah.
I was surprised at the tour. I saw her and C's on the same stage. I was like, wow, we haven't seen that in years. So
yeah, I was surprised too. Yeah.
Wow. And I also saw a picture last year with you and Nori.
Yep.
How did that?
At Puff's house. He came because I think he has something he does with Puff. He has the Drink Champs
podcast.
So he was over there, and then and actually that was like maybe might be my first time seeing him since the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was kind of funny though. Like what I mean? It was like oh. So we took the pic, and then that was it, man. But you just gotta, like I said, that was the time then. That's why I know the point is, what's most important is knowing how to move forward and
absolutely.
And you know what I mean, and grow from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So after that situation, what was that like? You saw about when you first came home and Biggie was there for you. What was your life like when you first? Oh, you said with the show with the Ark with the T-shirts, like the same thing.
Yeah.
So both times you hit the ground running and sort of
the first time, like I said, Big had me, and then that one there, Puff grabbed me.
With the invisible bullet.
Yeah, Puff grabbed me, made sure I was straight, made sure I had a job, make sure them people was off my back. You know what I mean? I've been rocking ever since.
Because you were sent away for how many years for that situation?
For the
Hot 97 situation.
Like 6.
Oh, wow.
Like 6.5, yeah.
Wow.
Like 6.5 years, yeah.
How did you deal with that? How did you get through that sentence?
No TV. Just knowing it could be worse. Because that's one thing about that situation. There's always somebody in a worse situation than you. You know what I mean? For the person that got 5 years, is the person that got 10. For the person that got 10 is one that got 20. For the one that has life, is one that got double life. For the one that got double life, is a motherfucker on death row. For the one that's on death row, it's the one waiting to get killed. So there's always, you know what I mean? So you just always gotta make sure there's always somebody in a worse situation than you. And, and just make sure that, but like I said, that goes again, if you're a good person, you're always gonna be all right. Like half the time, I don't expect nothing from nobody's. I just know I ain't got no F's on my report card, so I'm good. So.
The character of a man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, at least I know that much. There are good people left. So, I don't really trip or stuff like that. I know it'll be all right.
So why jump back into music, man? What did you see in this Chris Matic kid? Like, what was the thing that drew you?
Number one, like I said, it was clean. He was clean. You know what I mean? He was different, like what people don't do these days is like, like back in the 90s, whatever, you actually had artist development where you can get an artist, chill with them, get them together. Now it's just like every new artist like got...
Where's your head out the
game?
Yeah,
like 20 new chains and a fleet of wraiths. So my thing is like, why are you rapping? You should stick to what you're doing.
Right.
Because this game is hard. Like if this is your first video and you're doing this type of stuff, you should, the way you look, you should stay doing what you're doing. You should not, you shouldn't be doing this. Just like he was clean, and like I said, you know what, I can develop him. I'm not saying, all right, from the jab, okay, this is what we doing, but I see something in him that I know in a few months' time, we coming.
So he approached you? I'm sure a lot of people have tried to approach you through the years to try to get...
His people seen my peoples and got it to me.
So it's a Brooklyn connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? His people seen my peoples and got it to me, you know what I mean? And that's how, and I was getting like a lot of different things because I was already inquiring about just trying to get something, and then that got to my hands, and then it all just worked out right. Then I met him, we spoke, you know what I mean? Good energy, good heart, good kid, like, so, nice. So I was like, that was
the song. The current song's Calories, right?
Yeah, it's called Calories. We just doing like a freestyle pack. You know what I mean? Just
pushing weight. Prodigy joint.
Yeah, pay homage to New York. We're gonna drop 2 more. You know what I mean? 2 more freestyle videos, and then we're gonna get to it.
Right.
Just want to pay homage just to the game, to like, there are people that's actually trying to, rap and trying to be original. You know what I mean? Authenticity is, you know what I'm saying? It's important.
Yeah.
The game don't change. Just the players, you know how that goes. But the blueprint stays the same. Like, so just trying to, like I said, it's in development stages. We're just trying to do what we need to do.
It seems like you said heavy development because you was doing all these photo shoots, different things. Like you really push yourself in what the imaging should be, how it should look. Do you feel, why is that so important for you to not just draw with any first idea you have? It seems like you're really going through.
I mean, you got to grow. I think that's what a lot of things is missing. These days, nobody to grow with. There's no connection. Like, not to bring it back to Big, but like with Juicy, you seen the difference. Like, we was walking down the street in a white t-shirt, jeans, like you actually can grow with somebody. You seen the growth. Like nobody can grow with an artist these days. Everybody's starting off at the top. You need somebody to grow with. You got to grow with somebody. That's called a fan base. That's how you build your fan base.
Right.
You know what I mean? You need somebody to grow with, just, so they can, that's just my opinion. That's how I feel, so.
I guess we would have to ask him, but are you putting the same pressure on? Because, I mean, you're friends with one of the greatest rappers ever. And you're starting a new label with a new artist. So it's like, do you have put that pressure on him to be as nice as Big, or?
Nah, I mean, nobody's going to be as nice as Big.
Okay.
That's just, that's just Big. That ain't going to happen. Because we're talking about different things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was saying to you before, it's a whole different era. But one thing, like I said, what I do know, just my peers, I know music, I love music. I know what I'm hearing, I know the vision, I can see past that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been in J sessions, I've been in Puff sessions, Big sessions, Nas sessions. I've been in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Bone Thugs. Like I've been around the greats that's actually move and shake the game. So that much I do know. I know music when I hear it.
What do you think? What are some of the things that new generation really just hasn't connected to, or they get wrong that they can learn from, that sticks out to you, based on those experiences?
Rapping.
Just the bars,
basics.
Lyrical, more
Just
structure?
having something that, to basically, talk about.
Right.
And not to even knock that type of shit. I mean, because that's what it is. It's a new generation.
Yeah.
It's a new generation. This is what they listen to. But you got to at least stick to the basics when you're making music, is make the music. You can't skip that part. You have to, you have to be able to rap.
Right.
I think. You have to be able to rap. Like, you know what I mean? You have to be able to rap.
Bars up, baby.
You know how to make a song. That's why, like I said,
So just
freestyle
not
thing
so
is
focus
different.
so much on the hook and the beat. You have to have all the other components.
Yeah,
it's not just about the chorus.
There's way more to it. Yeah, it's
and the
way
beat.
more to it. There's way more to it.
But is that also because at the end of the day, I mean, what you contributed to is in Witness is timeless music.
Right.
Do you think that people are going for that, or they're going for the hit of that moment, and maybe that's part of what the disconnect is?
I mean, yeah, but that's what wins. You got to be able to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
You have to stand the test of time. If that's the case, nothing else matters. If you're not going to be there in the long run, why do it?
Makes sense.
Why do it?
All right, be D-Roc's top 5 MCs. Biggie's number 1. So who's next?
I don't know. That's hard. I mean, it's gonna sound like the rest coming from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, from my time, it's either before or now. Like, you know, it's a little, you know. Of course, my Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas,
Right.
got to go there. You know what I'm saying? And then Drake. I mean, at the end
Speak
of the
that,
day,
D-Roc.
you know what I'm
Speak that,
saying?
baby.
Dude is nice. Like, you can't take nothing from him. Who else? So I got a few, but I know me saying this is so political.
Personal favorites.
You know what I mean?
Favorites.
My personal favorites?
Yeah.
Okay, who I got? Big, J, Nas, Chris Matic, King Combs.
Okay.
Oh, you think the young boy got it?
Yeah,
young
he
boy
do.
special?
Yeah, he's different. Yep.
Yeah, to the throne. That's pretty far.
Got me. I'm probably getting in trouble for, you know, but that's probably for getting a few.
I got a better
that's my
one.
person.
This guy gets in trouble because he keeps insisting that Mace, him and Charlamagne battle over what Mace's places as a bad boy
History.
MCs.
Right.
A top 5 bad boy MCs in your mind. Obviously, Big is at the top of the list, but who do you look at as your top 5 big bad boy rappers historically?
He only had 5, right? I know, right?
You're definitely gonna get in trouble now, D-Roc.
No.
You got the locks.
Biggs,
You got
Biggs.
G.
No, I know that. That's what I'm talking about.
Now he puts like a G-Dep above. He basically puts Mace down. He puts a G-Dep, a Black Rob above Mace.
I say bass is like number 3.
No,
after.
not him. Charlamagne
Yeah.
puts G-Dep and Black Rob above Mace. So the argument is where's Mace? And then you compare Mace to Styles and Kiss, who've been more consistent, obviously.
I mean, Locks is just like a different machine, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're animals.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard to, you know, that's what I said. To put them as one, it's like you can't.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't put them as one.
My list was like Biggie, Jada, Mace, Styles, and I forgot who my number 5. I think it was Black Rob.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, pretty good. But see, then you got your Fab and like you got like it's hard coming like, you know what I mean? I got a lot.
Right.
I got a lot. Like mine's is more than 5.
Right.
Oh, Fab outside of it.
Outside of
He was
Fab.
saying
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
Boy
Just
in
no,
that.
I'm just like as far as like MCs, like I'm still like on that. Like it's a lot.
Right. We're talking about top 5, you know, someone you admitted is Tupac. You know, a lot of people put him on their list. Like, was the relationship between Big and Pac as big as people say it was, or were they that close?
Yeah, they fuck with each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But even with that, like you can't even like compare Big and Pac. They talked about 2 different things.
Right.
You know, Big ain't really never made a Dear Mama. You know, they talk about 2 different things. Pac was like, you know, Pac was deep. Like you could probably compare like Pac and Nas. They kind of talk around the same thing. They was like, you know, Big never really talked about that type of stuff.
But they had a real friendship though, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they
Okay.
had a friendship. We knew him. We definitely knew him. It wasn't like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't no industry.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, they knew. Yeah, they fuck with each other.
What was your take on when things started to go left? Like, were you concerned? Or did you felt like it would
I
get
didn't really
resolved?
know. Yeah, I didn't even know. Really, like that was even like a fast time. Like I don't even know like what was really going on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know what happened. Like you know, I really don't even know what happened to be honest with you with that. But I know they were cool.
Yeah.
You know, they were cool. They were friends.
Right.
So
It's crazy to see that. I always tell people like both those guys died at the height of their fame though, and young dudes, and like that altered the way
I know
people
Big
look
was
at,
upset when Pac passed away.
Yeah. What was that?
He
like?
said he didn't deserve it. That was the first thing he said. He said, man, he said he didn't deserve that. You know, regardless of what's going on, like he didn't deserve it. He was really hurt by that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that he was gonna pull through, you know, initially, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But just them dying at the height of their fame, to me, it redefined hip hop history, right? Because now you have to look at Biggie and Pac in historical context, where it's like, you know, back then we'd have like we talk about the OGs in the '80s that really set the tone, the Rakims, the Kanes, but it altered history where it's like to some people the '90s is to the next generation the '90s is their defining decade.
Yeah. The golden era.
The golden era.
It's crazy because like when you look back and I forget like Big, you guys were young, like under 25. Like
I was saying we were learning it as we were doing it.
right.
We was learning the game, doing it like I know I was learning it. I know he was still learning it. Like, you know what I mean? I remember him, Big's breakdown. When I said, yo, he was like, yo, it's too much going on. He was like, yo, I was like, who do we need to like, 'cause my thing is like, who you respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause there's so many moving parts, so many people going on. So I'm like, who we respect and stuff like that. He said, well, put it like this. It's like Puff is Phil Jackson. Like he gave me like it was like Puff is Phil Jackson. I'm Jordan. This one is Pippen. This one is that. This is what we doing. I was like, got you. That's how he broke down everything that was going on around him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a quick 1, 2, 3. 'Cause like, I just need you to catch up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time to teach. I ain't got time to, but I got it though. You know what I mean? I already knew what that was because I didn't want him to teach me. Right. My thing was, I want to be the less distraction as possible. Keep doing what you're doing. Trust me, you know what I mean? I'll apply myself and figure it out. So, but then I get it now. Like, that's just like the perfect, you know, analogy that he could have gave me back then that quick.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Being that you were so close to him before we get out of here, what do you think that he would make of everything that's going on right now? Like,
as far as
just everything that has happened, you know, with Puff and, you know, Bad Boy and just the state of the game. Like, what do you think?
I mean, if he was here, I honestly think what I realize what people like miss is like when Big was alive and when he was at his peak, everybody was nice in the game. It wasn't just like, okay, he was Big, he's here, nobody like everybody. He had everybody on top of their toes. Everybody was nice. You know what I mean? Even the corny people was nice. Music was good in that era, period.
Right.
So, you know,
set the bar.
Yeah, so it had everybody on their toes. Now it's just like, you know, I think, you know, it wouldn't be, certain people wouldn't be where they, you know, as far as MC wise, wouldn't, you know, slip through the cracks and all that because it wouldn't be able to go nowhere because it'd have been locked. Like, you know what I mean? So people would have to be on their toes. I know we were, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
know. I remember when I interviewed Big and I read other interviews, he always to me said about, he was concerned about, he wasn't going to be that rapper that had like 10, 20 albums. Like he was going to have a short run of albums that were all great and then he was going to kind of move on. Do you think that's the path he would have?
Yeah, he wanted to live. I'm telling you, we had plans. We had plans. He wanted to live life. He wanted to live life. Like I've done a lot of stuff that we didn't even get a chance to do and I'm thankful for that. Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of things, done a lot of, you know, been a lot of places. I've done a lot. Actually, I've done that more than, I've probably done more things than some of the rappers out. And I'm not an artist.
Right.
I done been a lot of places, did a lot of things that people are still probably working to do. So I count my blessings for that.
Right.
You know, so I'm very humble when it comes to that type of stuff.
Care to an example? Right. Care to share an example?
I mean, shit. I did a mean Italy trip. You know what I mean? Fucked up the Mediterranean, you know what I mean? I did a mean Italy trip with my boy. And it's like, you know, we did it, you know, first class all the way through. Nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff that, you know, that's only that you could dream about doing. So I did a lot of major trips. I've seen a lot of major things that I know, like I said.
A lot of fight nights to see.
Yeah.
Cardi B watching Mayweather and McGregor getting it.
You know what I mean? But like stuff like that is just like natural, just like real stuff. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like I don't work hard to get up under nobody. I don't do none of that stuff. That ain't me. I can do without it. Yeah. Definitely not no dick rider at all.
You mentioned earlier about the Notorious film. I know you were not so happy with how you were portrayed, but besides that, what else do you feel like they got wrong that didn't really capture who Big was?
I just think just the success part of it, like it was way more fun. But then, like I said, I didn't know much, but that was just like a story told from his mom. That was a mother-son story. So it's not like it should have been like that because it's not like mom was ripping and running with us. That was a mother-son story. So that's what it was. Like, you know what I mean? I just felt like we've been through a lot and it could have showed a little more of the good times. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've been through a lot. So that's the only thing that was like, and just me, like actually being like a drug dealer, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like I won't, that's not my thing.
Right.
Yeah. What do you make of his Brooklyn's love and dedication to him? Like even when the funeral and the celebration and
never seen nothing like it in my life. It's like the president passed away or something, shit like that. That shit was crazy. And then it's like I seen people that we used to actually be fighting with and people that was trying to do stuff to us when he was at the peak of his career, crying when the casket rolled by. I'm like, look at this shit. You know what I mean? Now you want to cry because he's gone, but we have to circle the block 3 times before we drop. Like, just, you know what I mean? Just weird shit. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, I learned to love a person while they're here.
But you think of Biggie when you think Brooklyn, like that he has that connection, that mark to the borough.
But the borough loved him to death.
Right.
The borough loved him to death, man.
Was it kind of surreal? Like they have a banner up for him at the Barclays Center. You see murals everywhere.
Yeah, that was dope.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, man, I don't know. I mean, I what ifs all day. I do a bunch of what ifs. You know what I mean? That's one thing that's depressing too. I have to stop doing that. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just enjoy it and just know, you know what I mean? He is there. You know what I mean? He is here. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's the hardest working person in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's still here.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we go, what's some goals you want to still accomplish, you think, in your life? Do you have it planned out?
I mean, basically what I want to do, I want to be able to put people in situations, you know what I mean, that's still grinding. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there's a window and a lane for people like me that I know. When I say people like me, meaning like people that have been through the same struggle, people that, you know, there's a D-Roc on every crew. You know what I'm saying? So for the D-Rocs, I would definitely like to inspire and let them know that it is possible to make something happen. Not saying that I'm making it happen, but I'm still work in progress. You know what I mean? I'm still pushing to try to make things happen. And then always just try to put somebody in a situation that gets, you know, a good person. That's the thing. You know, you can't put, you know what I mean? You put good people in situations. You know what I mean? You got to be a good person to be in a situation, because the wrong person to bring everything down. You know what I mean? That's a fact.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's it with me. That's just trying, you know what I mean? Trying next chapter. Next chapter, you know?
You close this chapter by finally speaking
Absolutely.
to us, man.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that, man. I hope you feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah, we ain't done. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. You know what I mean? We ain't finished yet.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I respect D-Roc. Thank you, brother.
Nah, no problem,
Absolutely.
Peace.
Rap Radar Podcast.
Yeah.
No doubt, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rock.
Dope, man.
No problemo.
You guys still rolling? Yeah, Rap Radar Podcast. We do a little bonus, B-Dot.
Why not overtime?
D-Roc's artist is not here. What's going on, brother? Introduce yourself, man.
Blessings, this is Chris Matic, straight out of Kingston, Jamaica.
So, D-Roc, you got some Kingston, Jamaica rappers, got some bars and everything. What's going on, man? You got to explain this, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit, why not? You know, why not? You know, I am Jamaican, too.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
So we seen this video, man. What's going on, Chris?
Good, man. We're just here
Calories.
working hard. You know what I mean? Working on the craft, paying respect to the game, to the culture, and just trying to, you know, not change the blueprint. Do what we do what we know, and do what we feel is best.
Right.
Yeah.
So who did you grow up listening to in Kingston?
I grew up listening to various artists, from reggae to hip hop
Okay.
to ska, to like soul, jazz, you know what I mean? So from Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, Marvin Gaye, Nas, you know, play a huge influence in my creativity and just the genre of hip hop music. Biggie,
Okay.
definitely. Jay-Z, yeah. Right there, so there's a bracket in which I swim around in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did this connection with D-Roc happen from your perspective? Like, and why do you feel like this is the right brother to be in business with, to really
Well,
hone your craft?
first of all, I had a friend of mine from a long time ago. You know what I mean? Had linked up with his peoples and handed him the music. And then he heard the music. It was a video actually, titled Facts Only. And instantly just showed me. You know, and just the vibe from over the phone, it was really, it happened at the right moment, you know what I mean? And I was in a situation that just felt right, and we continued to speak, and then we met each other. You know what I mean? And just a righteous, conscious, clean-hearted individual, this guy is, you know?
man.
So it was easy. Beyond the music, just
It's
character.
hard to find this business.
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely. definitely.
I'm sure you've had those moments. Everybody want to get you on, want to help you.
Oh yeah, of course. And some people, it's not necessarily get you on. It's more so to take from you. So you have those who give and then, they receive a blessing separately, different from what they added to. They just get a whole different situation. So, D-Roc is just really an upstanding individual in society out here in the world.
Yes, Did you know of his history prior to
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. I mean, it's known. It's known, it's been years, it's known.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think you have an advantage, man? Because people would think reggae on the surface, but this is some hardcore hip hop. This is East Coast. This is bars. This is like when you see the visual.
Yeah, advantage, definitely an advantage. You know what I mean? He's putting pain into the game. You guys cover just now, learning everything and reviewing it. Yeah. So definitely have an advantage, and definitely just have a more a better guidance in the depth of what to do and how to execute it within strategy and developing, as an artist. So I think it's definitely an advantage from that perspective.
Do you feel like it's more pressure though? Being because, like I said earlier, this is Big's friend.
D-Roc's not out here co-signing a lot of MCs.
No, definitely. Pressuring, yes, but when you're trying to acquire and you're aspiring to be great, it's not as pressuring. It's not a pressuring feeling. So more so anxiety to cover certain grounds, but it's not like nervous or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, damn, it's more so a blessing. I'm grateful for it.
And D-Roc speaking on how he feels there's a lack of importance on lyricism nowadays. Why is that important to you?
Lyricism for me, just swimming through different genres from growing up on reggae, then being introduced to hip hop. I find that in reggae, I was able to express like emotion, and in hip hop, you had an importance of lyricism, which enabled me to tell a story. You know what I mean? So I always liked the swing of melody and feeling in music. So the lyricism, I think, was a component that was missing in my artistry that I needed to express myself. In hip hop, the hip hop that I was listening to at that time had an emphasis placed on lyricism and content and storytelling, and you could discover a place or, I know about places when I was living on an island just from listening to the music. So,
you feel that real experience.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I take lyricism and content, very seriously in my craft.
We don't have a beat, but could we hear a little bit before we go?
Definitely.
This ain't sway or nothing, but I feel like we might need this in this case. Everybody knows what's going on with Chris Matic.
Check this out, Zine. Mama had a son and a daughter. She had to be mother and father. Crossing the border, flying over the water. Came to America, that's when we were smaller. We were having dreams in a little apartment, 4 a.m. in the morning. I know my neighbors probably hear me recording. 1611, this is where it all started. Never forget the lesson poverty taught us. If you're going through hell, keep going. My nigga, keep going, not knowing how this shit might work out. Life's like having your first child. The pain was worthwhile. This is Eminem on 8 Mile. Tupac on trial. Biggie ready to die. This my breakthrough. Word to Mary J. Blige. They love and hate you. Look at Nicki Minaj. Chris Matic, Matic. Big up to Nas. Talib Kweli, the things we do to get by. I made it out the struggle. I happen to beat the odds. Greatness is happening now. I feel the vibes. Look into the sky where stars and dreams collide. Obsessed with success becomes suicide. Your prize can lead it to your demise. I kept trying. I got tired of seeing my mama crying. You know what I mean? Just basically that, Chris. More music to come,
You did it again, Brooklyn.
Blessings.
So wait, ever since you dropped Calories, man, it feels like there's a little bit of buzz around you. I heard that the phone's been clicking ever since.
Yeah, give it up for the year. It's not an ordinary individual.
You made the right decision.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I think, good attract good. Great attract great.
We're developing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we're developing.
Developing.
More to come. And yeah, Calories definitely been a positive impact.
Right.
Definitely been attracting positivity. It's been a lot of love. I haven't felt any hate or any, strong disliking thus far. So it's a positive run. I'm meeting you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Legendary in the feeling, what you doing.
Don't do that.
No, for real. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah. It's true. Real talk.
So what should we look for next, Chris, before we get out of here, man?
As D-Roc was saying earlier too, we're just doing a quick 3-pack freestyle, you know, so just a quick couple of freestyles paying homage to New York, Brooklyn.
So you shouted out Prodigy at the end
of course.
Yeah.
I'm at a long live Prodigy. You know what I mean? Big respect to everything that he has done and condolences to him family. We miss you, you know, along with Biggie, along with every great. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have to do that one.
So more freestyles and then...
Yeah, more freestyles and then, you know what I mean? The spice coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, the heat coming.
The spice is coming,
The spice coming, yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, Chris. Appreciate you.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Blessings, King.
Appreciate
This is
y'all.
Little Bully Music, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Operate our
Blessings.
podcast. Yeah.